provinces of the Soviet Union, where communism reigns and where even the cabbages are red. The mighty rivers, the dense forests, the wide steppes, and the slightly narrower staircases. Comrades and comradesses, welcome to the Kremlin and the Noel Edmonds Saturday Roadshow.
This week the Roadshow comes from the Georgievsky Hall in the Grand Palace of the Kremlin. We are here for an historic broadcast, a chess match between the Soviet Grand Master, Boris Procrastinov, who's been taking hours with every move, and the little-known former British and Commonwealth shove halfpenny champion, me. I'm going to win. I'm going to win for Britain tonight, I can assure you. We have a specially invited audience of Russian dignitaries with us. No, I haven't forgotten what to do next. It's just that we sent the script off to the authorities to have it okay, just in case there were any things in it they didn't like. I can't imagine they're going to cut anything out, but we'll... oh. What? What we can do? There's something funny about this place as well, you know. You get the feeling all the time that you're being watched and observed, and I wondered whether the place is actually Thank you very much. One of the questions I get asked a lot in this series of the Roadshow is, does anyone ever refuse to cooperate? When you ask people to take part in the show, do they ever say, no, no, no? Do you know that has never, ever happened? We only have willing volunteers.
The lady wearing these ridiculous shorts?
Come on. Come on.
Can we dance?
Oh!
Hey, you've got to do it now! You just pick my foot!
A new and exciting pub game, a challenge with a difference to come. Wait till I get you home, where the kids do the spying on the parents. And we have a palace spokesman on broadcasting. The words of Lady Heather Scully. I asked her, what do you think the Queen likes to watch on the television?
Her favourite programme's Brookside. It is. It used to be EastEnders, now it's Brookside.
We've got not only pub games, we've got clown court, we've got a lot of other things going on. Haven't you done your move yet, Boris? Get it going, will you? Ready to beat him. I travel around as much as I possibly can when we go on the roadshow venues to pick up little souvenirs, and I think it's important that always you appreciate how far we've travelled and where we've ended up. Well, of course, here in the Kremlin, we're actually in the Red Square. Red Square in winter. I know what you're thinking, but at least they're quick. Now, the Russian fan club for the leader has got a lovely souvenir that you can pop on to show your...
It's revolting, isn't it?
Show your allegiance to it. And I managed to find this down at the bookshop. The Russian most popular car in Russia is the Lada, and in the workshop manual here, they actually show you how to make your own Lada. The paper is quite interesting as well. I picked this up on a newsstand, Pravda. Very, very similar in many ways, apart from the fact it's in Russian. I mean, very, very similar to the papers we get back home, particularly page 3. And it's interesting. Everyone in Russia is clearly into espionage, because page 3, when you're down at the station, and you've got to keep abreast of what's going on, you see, you can leave page 3 to do that. There is a funny feeling about the place, isn't there? Not just that it could be bugged with microphones, but that the walls can observe what's going on. I do get the feeling that we're being watched by a higher authority.
Thank you very
very much indeed for all the letters that you've been sending in with regard to souvenirs. In a while, I'll update you on how we're going for our top 10 favourite souvenirs. And also thank you to everyone who wrote in saying how much they enjoyed the pub game last week. We had letters from all over the UK about spinning the broom, and a lot of letters that came from Bristol. So for everyone who wants to go sweeping again, here's another burst. Best of the broom. 9, 10, step on it. Okay. 9, go on. 10, step on it. Step on it. Keep looking at it. Just a while. We've also got a brand new telephone game which I'm going to be playing with a couple of viewers who have got something in common, except they don't know what the common link is. We'll be playing Party Line in a while. Also, we're about to go Out of Your Mind. Look at these two chaps. They're trying to talk to each other without linking the words. And note how one of them completely goes to pieces when he mentions girls, sex and New Zealand.
Russia.
Hair.
Car.
Dragon.
Books.
Girls.
France.
Sex.
Australia.
The moment where he started talking about girls. The game we're going to play is Out of Your Mind. The idea is that you mustn't link the word at all, unlike association of ideas. We've got Joe Arnett and Fausto Freschi. Stupid name that is, Fausto. Let's start with Fausto. Works at a wholesale patisserie. I hope everything's nice and fresky. These Russian dignitaries are hard to please. Months of training and rehearsal have gone into it. Joe Arnett works at Southern Sound Radio in Hove. If you're on the radio, you must be very, very good with words. Are you going first?
I am, yes.
You're going to go first,
brave, yes,
and you know there must be no link. Dr. Attila is here with his strange machine. That's the noise Dr. Attila will make with his little buzzer if you should hesitate or if you say a word that links with any word that I say. Right. Good luck, Joe. We will start now. Wow, that's a bit mean, Dr. Attila. Steady yourself. Let's start with cow.
Cathedral.
Paper.
Chandelier.
Light.
Dog.
Wallpaper.
Louise.
Sarah.
Lemonade.
Orangeade.
Cake.
Pepsi Cola.
Dog.
Cat.
Mississippi.
River. Do that mouth movement again when you panic there. I love that. Your mouth went all... OK, Fausto. Football.
Banana.
Fruit.
Interballistic.
Missile.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Poem.
Hymn.
Poem and hymn. What do we end up with? 10 for Fausto, 15 for Joe. Fausto, well done. You do get a complimentary jar of Russian caviar to take back home to London. You see, all the Russian dignitaries thoroughly approve of that. Thank you. Joe, we will see you in a little while. Your chance to play our game, In Other Words, with Gillian Tailforth. See you in just a little while. Check. Well, of course, chess is a game that should involve a lot of thinking, and the Russians do a tremendous amount of thinking. Well, they have time to do it. There's so much queuing here. Clarence and Joy Pickles have been out, down to the shopping centre, and they seem to enjoy queuing. Have you managed to buy anything?
Borscht?
Well, I only asked.
Do you know, Neil, they're doing body searches just round the corner. Joy's been back 5 times.
Do you know, Nuri, they asked me if I had anything pornographic. I mean, honestly, we don't even have a pornograph. But I have been queuing for tickets for the ballet.
Bolshoi?
No, I asked nicely. It's Swan Lake. And apparently the company are going for realism. So all the ballet dancers have got lead poisoning.
I came to see the Moscow State Circus newly, and it starred Ivor Stropoff, the human ostrich. He swallowed an immersion heater and a ball cock.
Is he all right?
Yes, he's fine apart from the occasional hot flashes.
What are you queuing for at the moment?
I don't know, what are we queuing for, darling?
A brand new Skoda.
When we originally set off on our roadshow travels, I promised you that we would try and bring you the very best of local talent. And I'm delighted that we're now going to be joined by two of the big stars of the Vladivostok State Circus. Will you please welcome the two Marks?
Good evening, comrades. Good evening. We are the two Marks. I am Karl.
And I am Karl.
Tonight we present the two Marxist guide to Soviet circus skills, combining great hand-eye coordination and dexterity in an objectivist interpretation of the third book of Marx's Capital for the greater glory of the Soviet Socialist Republics. And the title of our piece is Glasnost durch Technik. And we begin with the Russian Revolution.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Let's all go down the Sprantskavina. Land of hope and glory.
Comrade!
What?
Stop that! The Russian Revolution. Comrade! What is the meaning of all this bourgeois decadent rubbish?
Well, this is my big chance. I appear brilliantly on British television. I stow away in Comrade Edmonds' trailer. And Ivan, your uncle, I am given political asylum in England.
Shut your collective trap, Comrade Blabbermouth. You want everybody to know.
I don't care. I've got to go. I've got to go.
Why? What's the matter? Have you got the Trotskys?
When will I be fit?
And now, comrades, I would like to present the Lenin grab. I am sorry to do that, comrade, but I have to know. Why do you want to defect? Do you not like frostbite and potatoes?
Over here I can only ever be a juggler, but there I could do anything, like acting, for instance. I could appear in one of their wonderful dramatic productions. Labours.
But, comrade, you cannot act and you cannot sing.
Exactly. I am made for them.
Cream of Russian talent. Well, more like the custard. Actually, hang on one moment. How are you doing up there? Have you done your move yet? Oh, he's dragging it out. See, playing for time. Here's another game that you can play at home, and if you do want to play along with our pub game this week, all you need is an ear, you need a hand, you need an ankle, and that's really just about it. Brain would help. Okay, your left hand holding your right earlobe across the front of your body. No, the other one. I've always...
Oh, my brain.
And hold the toe of your left foot with your right hand. Grab the top of the bottle in your mouth and straighten up again without losing the bottle or your balance.
Well, there you go.
And you mustn't let go of any of those. You mustn't let go of any of those bits I mentioned. Are you the fellow that was having the curry earlier? It's all coming back now. Does Rod Hull often let you out on your own? The bells. The rhythm. It helps to bounce sometimes. Very good. That's it. That's good.
What do you mean? I don't know.
around. That's it. And then you got to. And then you got. You're all right. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ian. Okay, now.
You might well remember Jim's tremendous triumph at the ring game and how well Jim did at the rope challenge. So we had to put this problem to Jim.
Look, I got up very early this morning, and I only just got back from work, which is why I'm still wearing the kit. What do you do?
He's a labourer.
It's 9:45, boss, and I've only just got back from work, which is why I still got the kit on. But what do?
You didn't take your cricket box off.
Bottle boy. It's a benefit having a bit. I think you've got it worried.
You can still do it. You can still do it. Come on.
Mick Jagger, that no problem. Hey, it's the old Scottish bottle, that.
It's marvellous to know that so many of you out there are keen collectors of good souvenirs, quality souvenirs. Hello to Jeffrey Harvey. Hi, Jeff. He's at Grantham Gardens in Romford, and he says, I saw you compiling your top 10 of souvenirs, and therefore I've sent you a photograph of an item that I picked up in Germany. This is well worth looking at, because that is a waste bin. Would you believe? It's a waste bin, and if you think that's bad, he said that he put the knickers on it himself. He actually sent a photograph in of how bad it could look. Now, this still is one of my favourites for top 10 souvenirs. Isn't that nice? Wouldn't that grace your mantelpiece? And then, of course, if you're planning a bank job, then I it's still my favourites. We've managed to pick up a couple of other items which I think would grace any household. These are actually on sale in London at the moment. Are they nice? What absolutely charming things. If you're keen on the seaside, we've got beach bums. There they are. And if you are the sort of person who likes cocktails, but you do like a long drink, then you get... I'm really not too sure how to describe this item. It does transform the way you look. I'm not going to tell you what I've done with the other half of the lobster, but... Yes, fine. Santa Claus, that is. So, if you've got any suggestions... If you've got any suggestions, souvenirs that would help to make up the Roadshow Top 10, we would love to hear from you. And no doubt we'll pick up a few more souvenirs here in Moscow from these delightful Russian dignitaries in the VIP area there. We have a couple of Russian gymnasts who've really been straining themselves recently in fierce competition. We've got a genuine British spy who's asked to remain anonymous for security reasons, and copies of his latest book will be on sale after the show. And next to him, proof that the Russians do have a sense of humour, a 22-stone peasantogram. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, can we ask you a warm welcome, please, for the Mayor of Kiev? Now, it's time for broadcasting justice in the Clown Court.
Mr. Robert Curling, you're charged that on the 22nd day of last month you did trespass upon BBC property and did make a complete silly arse of yourself. What do you plead?
Not guilty, my lad.
Well, at least you got that line right.
It was indeed a golden age of radio comedy, with shows like Round the Horn and The Goons. And that golden age is still very much with us. Weekending, the news headlines, and, what's the, the news headlines. Just a minute, I know the one, I know it. I'm sorry, I'll read that again. Just a minute, the news headlines, what's there on? Anyone. Weekending, the news headlines, just a minute. All very much at home here in the Paris.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Youthful high spirits, my lord?
Youthful? More like youthless. That's a good one, make a note of that. Now, put it down here, Curling. Not once, but half a dozen times you were witnessed breaking and entering BBC premises with the express intent of committing petty farcery.
That's simply not true, my lord.
Oh, no?
Inside the auditorium, one can almost sense the echoes of laughter from years gone by. It's a theatre of great history and fond memories for many people. Tripped over the desk. Inside the auditorium, one can almost sense the echoes. Inside the auditorium, one can almost...
Pathetic indeed, Mr. Curly-Wurly. Now tell me, where did this life of vandalism begin?
I think it was Elstree, my lord. Hello. Not 20 miles from the centre of London, BBC Elstree. Once described as the Hollywood of England, it's now perhaps best known as the home of EastEnders, Allo Allo and Grange Hill. But it's also the base... I actually would like to do that again, if you don't mind terribly.
Elstree, yes. Isn't that where you first got into trouble with the authorities?
Yes, my lord. I was passing through the doors when I was grabbed by the commissionaires.
Sounds very painful.
I said...
Sorry, we're filming. I wonder if you could just... Thank you very much.
He said...
Nobody even asked permission.
I said Brian Spivey, and he said...
Well, somebody was supposed to come and check with me.
Mr. Curling, may I remind you, you're not taking part in That's Life.
Sorry, Esther.
Anyway, what happened next?
Well, he forcibly ejected me.
Can you really blame him?
I'm not a bad boy, my lad. Honest, I'm not. I love my mother, and I'm very kind to animals.
Really?
Spot here has been chasing sheep for a living for nearly 2 years, haven't you? But what is it that makes dogs like Spot, the Border Collie, so ideal as a sheepdog? Well, one man that will know is Eric Holsall from the series. Eric, why has Spot just run away?
That proves my point, Mr. Curling. You seem completely incapable of carrying out even the simplest feature report without something quite extraordinary happening to you. If you do again...
I told you before, you cannot come round here without permission. You two and all.
I beg your pardon.
Who said you could conduct a court case right here? Eh? Now go on, clear off the lot of you. And don't come back here without a signed chitty from the proper authorities. And you lot can clear off on all.
More action from the Crown Court in a while. But now's the moment where Joe is either going to get sludged or Joe is going to win a rather splendid prize. In other words, with, ladies and gentlemen, Gillian Tailforth. Lovely to see you. A little bit of a cold.
Just a tiny bit of a cold.
Just a little bit of a cold, which hopefully will not slow down the brain process, because In Other Words is the game that we play in 2 parts, in the sense that Joe is going to have to try and spot some famous names that are hidden inside other words. The words will appear on the screen in front of you once Gillian has worked out my interpretation of the words. And then all you've got to do is say the word, it appears on the screen, like this, for example. Joe.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Mikhail Gorbachev. OK. See, you got that without any
yes.
problem.
That's one then. That counts as one.
You got 90 seconds. 90 seconds. There are 6 sets in here. Could you go for the full 6, do you think?
No, definitely not.
Right, well, I'll try and wet your palate or your wallet. 3 in 90 seconds, and you would get for yourself a fryer. And fryers go down very big in Russia. They don't have many religious gentlemen. And there's a food mixer for 4.
Don't television.
And a portable television for 5. How many are you going to do in 90 seconds?
3. We're going 3. 3? Yes, that's all.
Yes, yeah. 3?
Yes, only 3.
That's not a very gutsy performance. We've
No,
got
it's
all
not.
this wonderful...
I've got my hair to worry about, my dress.
I think this sludge up here could only improve the dress. 3 it is, 90 seconds. This is going to be a piece of caviar to do this, I think. And we will start the time now. The Tower of Pisa does this.
Leans.
A small bed with sides for a baby.
Cot.
Yep. A vehicle that goes down the road. You're only going to do 3 in 90 seconds. A coffin inside a van made for it. Thank you. You buy and you...
Sell.
That's it. There's one.
Selena Scott.
Yes, very good. The opposite of soft.
Hard.
Yep. You can rent a property or you might...
Buy, sell, rent,
the other word...
What's it? Oh, what is it? Rent?
Freehold or...
Lease.
Yep. Almighty.
God.
If you're knighted, you can call yourself... Yep. The opposite of par.
Ma.
Yeah. If you have an argument, you have a...
Tiff.
Tiff. If you grip something, you could say that it was like hold, but not quite hold. It was...
Oh. Hold.
Hold.
No.
If you hold something, but in the past you...
Let go. Out. No, shh, don't tell me. Wait. Oh, quick. Hold. Say something else, quick. Matahari, is it Matahari?
The last one is the opposite of woman.
But man.
Yes.
Held,
yes.
Marty Feldman.
Yes. You got so worked up and so excited. Joe, what did you just say to me?
You're not anything, are you now? Please. Please.
What did you say then?
You're going to be kind, aren't you?
I'm going to be kind.
Please.
Somebody's going at the worst.
We are bringing you sophisticated entertainment, and all they want is for me to go... What? We will bring you something you're not used to in Russia. We will bring you democracy. Can we hear from those people who'd like me to do it? Can we now hear from those who would not like me to do it? The people spoke. Ladies and gentlemen, Gillian Tailford. Thank you, Gillian. Check. Work that out, sunshine. Now, when you come to Moscow, they always give you a guide. Somebody not only to show you the sights, but I suspect to keep a little bit of an eye on you. Charming lady. Well, make your own mind up. Katerina Pulova. Could you tell us about this charming land? I mean, the reforms that you've had?
Da. But let me start by saying, you in the West have got it all wrong about modern-day Russia. Today, USSR stands for Ultimate Swinging 60s Revival. To us, Coca-Cola symbolizes the West. It's too sweet, it makes you burp, and it gets up your nose. We have caught up with the West quite a lot, you know. Like you, I buy from M&S, Marks and Sputniks. People say that everything in Russia is run by the state. It's not true. Even Dr. Zhivago's gone pooper. People say we don't know how to smile. Look at me. I'm smiling now, aren't I? Sure, we know how to enjoy ourselves. Many games are popular here.
Oh.
Pin the tail on the CIA agent. I spy. KGB officers knock.
Now, you see, you're talking about spies and the KGB. I mean, it's all rather aggressive, isn't it?
Nonsense. KGB are nature lovers.
Oh.
Like your Prince Charles, they are always talking to plants. Hello, headquarters. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Where are they taking you here?
Complaints department.
Katerina.
Yeah?
This very aggressive Soviet image.
What aggressive Soviet image?
You have the Red Army still?
The Red Army? Oh, it's merely how you say, like your club 18 to 30. They too like going to other countries and starting fights.
What do you think of Ronald Reagan?
Oh, say it again.
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, I love it when you talk dirty. You know what, Noel? You're so handsome, I can hardly take my eyes off your traveler's checks. And so masculine. Look at those big biceps, that butch beard. Have you ever thought of becoming a woman shot putter? I could do a lot for you, Noel. I could buy you a mink in Minsk. We could knock a beer off in Kirov. And what we do in Uzhnuki is anybody's business. Let me open the iron curtains and put on some sexy mood music. What's the matter, Noel? You don't like reggae? My little tovarich. What little kissy-bissy? Where's your little babushka? Like they say about perestroika, you don't know if you like it till you perestroid it.
I think it's that capital city moment.
What capital city moment?
I really must go. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, this is interesting. This is from the Russian Ministry of Agriculture, who say it's good and bad news. The bad news is that the grain harvest here in the Soviet Union has failed, but the good news is that the red cabbage harvest has been so successful that they are having to look for new places to store the red cabbage here in the Kremlin. Wonder where they're going to store it all. Welcome, two parents who are about to go under the spotlight, Doug and Carol Pattenden. Hi, Doug. Right, a moment of agony. How well do you know your daughter? Let's find out about you first of all from your personal detail file. Doug works as a post office clerk behind the counter. Yep. So I've got to wait about 20 minutes to talk to you, have I? He's a DIY fanatic, a member of the Swollen Thumb Brigade. Carol describes herself as in her mid-30s. Should have worn something cooler. And she enjoys needlecraft. The daughter is Laura, who's a delight. She believes everything she's told. Her bedroom is a mess, and if she's told to tidy it, she shoves it all in the wardrobe. How well do you think you know Laura? Doug, you've gone very quiet on this.
Not too well.
Have you had sleepless nights since we sent the invitation?
Yes.
Doug and Carol, what's your favourite place for a holiday, was the question that I put to Laura. Did she say home? Did she say abroad? Did she say in the back garden? Or did she say something else? we'll give you a copy of War and Peace, Mike Tyson's biography.
Warner's Lakeside.
Warner's Lakeside?
Yes.
Is that her favourite place for a holiday?
It's probably the only place she's ever been.
Lakeside. What? Lakeside. Oh. Is it in the district? I don't know. I don't know where it is. No. I've been there 4 times and I don't know where it is.
So, you're winning. You're doing well at the moment. Next question. Anything that adults do that you'd like to do was what I asked Laura. Is there anything she wants to do that she sees adults doing? Did she say stay up? Now you're worried, aren't you? Did she say stay up late, get married, leave my bedroom untidy, or a transistor radio?
Leave her room untidy, definitely.
It's like a bomb site.
Is it? What did Laura want to do that adults do?
Well, I like to have a husband because my mum's got 2 leather jackets and a leather skirt. So I like my dad to be my husband because I could have them then. Oh, onions!
And the next one. Why do people get married? Is it to buy a house? To stop having to go to school? Does Laura think it's to have babies? Or is it something else? And we'll give you a toaster if you get this right. Ooh. Ooh. Why do people get married?
Probably to have babies.
Doug has gone very quiet. Note the silence. He is dreading this answer.
Because they want to be like Dirty Den in EastEnders.
All right, Den and Carol. I asked her, what toy would you most like for Christmas, Laura? Did she say a doll? Did she say a football, an inflatable dinghy, or something else? And we've got some Russian dolls that you can take home.
I think a Ken doll.
She would like a Ken doll?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
A dolly set. Oh, I know. One of those things where you have the bottle and the egg, and you have the nappy and that. I want one of them.
Well, I'll give you that. Laura was asked, is your dad good looking? She's not short-sighted, is she?
She wears bifocals.
She wears bifocals for this part. Does she think that Doug is good looking? Does she think he's not good looking? Did she say, ooh, ask Mum? Or did she say something else? And just to really fine-tune your brains, I ought to warn you, you're playing for our star prize, the Roadshow Gnomes. So is it yes, no, or ask Mum, or something else?
Ask Mum.
Oh, well, he probably loves himself more, but, you know, that's me.
Your dad good looking?
You think so? He goes to work with his Walkman on. As soon as a lady looks at me, goes, oh, this girl trying to chat me up this morning. Like that. But I don't think he's that pretty.
I'll give you that one. Then I asked Laura, and I apologise, this is a little bit rude. What does Mum wear in bed, I wanted to know. Did she say?
I hope she didn't.
Did she say a woolly nightdress? Did she say a nightshirt and nightcap? Did she say a suit of armour? Oh, did she say something else, and we're playing for a slow cooker? It's not worth the embarrassment, is it? What do you reckon?
Suit of armour only on occasions.
Something else.
What do you reckon she said you wear in bed?
Big baggy T-shirt.
Big baggy T-shirt?
Yeah. Hope.
What, of course, would make this interesting, Carol, is if you would actually tell us what you wear in bed.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
There's a Russian spy up there. You're not going to tell us what you wear in bed?
No, I'm not. No.
I've got a funny feeling that Laura He's going to tell us.
Oh, yeah, she wears a nightie, one of those sexy ones. You know Betty Boop? Betty's got Betty Boop going like that and on the back.
We've got a Betty Boop nightie for you to try on, actually. Well, I think you did very well. Quite what you're going to do to Laura, I'm not too sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, here is Laura. They're only holding you by the hand at the moment. Not in front of millions. Hello, Laura. It was lovely chatting to you. Thank you for all the secrets. We've, of course, only broadcast a few of them. If you want to buy the tape of the rest, let me know. Laura, long before you knew what this was all about and what we were going to do with your cheeky answers, I asked you, if I could get you a toy, what would it be? And do you remember? A doll. A doll. You said a doll. You didn't know I was going to give you a doll, so I hope you will like, very much indeed, this doll that we have got for you. And also, you mentioned a set, so after that one's finished crying and doing the awful things that I suspect modern dolls do, in here you've got a complete set so that you can dress it up completely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Pattendon family. Checkmate.
Congratulations, Comrade Noel, darling, but I regret you cannot leave the country. There is a problem with your roadshow.
We've known that for some time. What's the problem?
We have discovered one of your company has tried to smuggle a mole into the Kremlin. You cannot go till you give me the mole.
Clarence. We've been